Yeah, hi, this is Mr. Huff. I'm going to do a quick Excel exercise, and I'm going to show you how you can take an Excel, right? And I will show you the one that I'm going to work with, and you can convert it into a PDF that's nicely formatted. Also, at the same time, look at how you could print a Excel and really just isolate exactly what you want to print and do the formatting of the printing as well. And those two kind of interlock. So let's get at it. So this was one of the charting exercises. You might recognize it from the charting assignment. I'm just going to use that. So if we want to take this data table and these charts and create a PDF out of that, the way to do that is think about how you would print it. So those things are tied together. So what I'm going to do first is identify the area that I want to include. So just by sweeping that area here, just left clicking with my mouse, sweeping down. And so I'm just going to grab all of that. That is what I think is going to look like a nice PDF. The thing about that is being in a portrait mode. So I'm going to use some capabilities up here on the top. One is called page layout, and that's really what you want to use. So in the page layout, you can see lots of functionality here that you can work with. What I want to do is do the print area. That's this one right here. You can see a little printer on it. Click on the print area, and I've already highlighted what I want to set. So I'm going to set the print area, and that's going to go ahead and do that. Now, if I step away from it, it's hard for you to probably see in the video here, but you can see a light line that's outlining what's going to happen here. So that's step number one. Step number two is I want to actually set up my page. So now I've identified the part that I want to print, and now I actually want to set what it's going to look like when I print it. So I'm going to click here. You see this word page setup, and I'm going to click here, and it's going to open up this little sort of wizard here. It's going to give me lots of capabilities to set up my printing. I can do the page. I can change my margins. I can add a header and a footer, and then I can identify the sheet. Now, I've already identified the print area, but you could alter it here if you wanted to. I'm going to go back to the page tab here. I'm going to leave it in portrait, which is great. Sorry, excuse me. And I want to fit this to be 1 page wide and 1 page tall, and that will create that sort of 1 page PDF, and it will condense it down to fit. Down here, so I just did fit to page 1, and I can get down here, I can do my print preview. So that will open up a little thing here. You can kind of see what it looks like. A lot of white space down here, but that's okay. That's what we want to create. We want to create that. You could make these charts bigger and fit them next to the data table, but I won't fiddle with that right now. Let's just leave it as it is. So I don't want to print it right now. I'm just going to go back. Print preview just kind of showed you what was happening. So that's in good shape. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So that's if I want to print. Now, think about creating a PDF as sort of a print to PDF. That's one functionality that exists. The other one is to just save as a PDF. That's the other way to do that. So I want to do File. I'm going to save as a PDF. And it's only going to save to a PDF what I've designated as the print. So I've not done printing in the other tabs. So I set up my print format only in the one tab. So that's what's going to save. So I'm going to do a save as. I'm going to put it out here in my Excel charting. So I've got the file name. It's just going to keep the existing file name. Now down here, I want to do save as type. Right now it's Excel workbook. There's a little drop down that'll give you like infinite numbers of options here. It's a little crazy. But what I want to do is save as PDF. It's down here somewhere. So I click PDF. I'm going to go ahead and save it. I've got my name, my title. It's sticking out there in the folder. Bada boom, bada bing, and it's going to open it up for me. So there you can see the PDF. It's got the same name. It's got everything that we want in that, and it's a nicely done PDF. In some cases, you might want to do it in a portrait mode. In a landscape mode. So I'll show you that. I'll show you where this file exists. If I can get my cursor back, thank you. Go back out into my file. You can see that I've got Excel charting. So I'm looking at my folder here, Excel charting as a PDF and Excel charting as an Excel. Okay, so cool beans on that one. So I might want to look at this in more of a landscape mode. That's going to change things a little bit, but let's see what that does. Maybe I just want to do this one chart and the data table So I'm going to change my print format or my page layout. I'm going to grab that, just going to print like that. So you can think of that as being in a landscape mode. I'll go back up to my print area, set my print area so it's resetting it. I'm going to go back into my page setup that's right here. And it's still already fit 1-to-1, but I'm going to make it landscape in this case, so fit 1-to-1. Through my print preview, let's see what that looks like. I've got a nice landscape model here. I've got my data table, my chart. That looks pretty good. It's a little bit larger, a little bit more consumable that way. I'm going to stop that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, if I save that, just again to go through the exercise, go my current folder. I got my name. I already saved this one, so it's just going to prompt me to not do it. Do the save as type, PDF, save. It's going to say, do I want to replace it? Yeah, sure. Don't care. Don't care. And it should pop it up. So there you go. Not obvious. Close that out. And so I've got a landscape mode. I think I've got a landscape mode. Let's see what it looks like. So I'm going to close that up. Look here. Pop this open. I guess it is in landscape. It looks a little funky. That's all good. Sorry, I digress. So that is a way in which you can then set up a chart that you're going to create in. Start again. This is how you can take an Excel tab and save that as a PDF by setting the print area. And you do a print area in page layout. So one more quick time. I set my print area. I went into page layout, which is the tab up here. I go set my print area. I set that print area. I go into my page setup. I set it up as landscape 1 by 1. Right? I can check it by doing print preview, right? And then I can do a save as, go into file, do a save as, and save that as a PDF. And that creates a nice PDF out of that. So there you go. End of lesson. Thank you.